Moving on to the third method, the velocity design method. The velocity design method entails selecting the smallest pipe diameter without exceeding a pre-established maximum velocity for the design loads in the pipe. The procedure is outlined below. First, sum the total number of SFUs for hot water and cold water. Then, determine the maximum probable demand in gallon per minute. Then, based on the maximum desired velocity and design loads, solve the minimum required diameter. And then select the pipe size for the appropriate pipe materials with an inside diameter equal to or greater than the minimum required diameter. So we have a sample problem here. A large 10-story office building has a demand load of 60 WSFU for cold water and 25 WSFU for hot water at each floor. An additional supply of 18 gallons per minute of cold water is required in the basement for make-up water, for mechanical equipment, and landscaping sprinkler system. The system will be plumbed by type L copper tube. Use the velocity design method to determine the minimum required size of hot and cold water supply pipes serving the building based on a maximum velocity of 8 feet per second. So first, we have to get the total cold water demand load. So we have to multiply the 60 WSFU by 10 floors, and we will get 600 WSFU. Tapos, titignan natin sa table 13.9. Papakita ko mamaya. Titignan natin doon yung 600 WSFU. And then, doon sa table, yung 600 WSFU is equal to 100 GPM. And then, itong 100 GPM, i-add lang natin dito yung additional supply, which is 18 GPM. Kaya magkakaroon tayo ng 118 GPM or yung design loads. And then, using the formula for the minimum diameter, the square root of 0.409 times Q over V. So, isa-substitute lang natin yung mga value. Sa Q yung 118 GPM at sa velocity naman ay yung 8 feet per second. And then, solve natin sa CalCube at makakuha natin yung 2.46 inch diameter. And then, sabi dun sa last steps, select a pipe size for the appropriate pipe material with an inside diameter equal or greater than the minimum required diameter. So, using the table 12.9 from chapter 12, a 2.5 diameter type L copper tube with an inside diameter of 2.465 inch is acceptable. So, ayun yung sa cold water. Tapos, yung sa hot water naman, the total hot water demand load is 25 WSFU times 10 floors. So, we have 250 WSFU. At kung titingnan natin ulit dun sa table, makikita natin na equal to dun sa 76 GPM. And using the formula for the minimum diameter, isa-substitute lang natin yung value, and then pag sinolve natin, makukuha natin ay 1.971 inch diameter. At according ulit dun sa table 12.9 in chapter 12, a 2-inch diameter type L copper tube with an inside diameter of 1.985 inch is acceptable. Tapos, dito naman sa letter B, use the velocity design method to determine the minimum required size of the main supply pipe serving the building based on the maximum velocity of 8 feet per second. So, yung solution dito para sa letter B, total demand load for hot and cold water is equals to 600 WSFU plus 250 WSFU dun sa na-compute natin kanina. Magkakaroon tayo ng 850 WSFU which is equal naman siya sa 117 GPM na base ulit dun sa table 13.9. And then, itong 117 GPM, i-add natin yung additional supply na 18 GPM at makukuha natin ay 135 GPM. And then, gagamitin ulit natin yung formula para sa minimum, the square root of 0.409 times Q over V. And then, substitute lang natin yung mga values. Tapos, makukuha natin ay 2.627. And then, based ulit dun sa table 12.9 in chapter 12, a 3-inch diameter type L copper tube with an inside diameter of 2.627 inch is acceptable. Ito naman yung table 13.9 na tinutukoy ko dun kanina kung saan nanggaling yung equivalent ng WSFU na GPM. So, this is table 12.9 from chapter 12 kung saan nanggaling yung final answer natin dun sa sample problem. The fourth method is the equal friction design method, a more accurate approach to sizing the pipe diameter in a complex network of pipes is the equal friction design method. To do this method, first, we have to find the volumetric flow rates along the side of the chart. Then, move horizontally across the chart to the pipe diameters and for specific nominal diameters. Note associated pressure drops and velocities. Then, select a pipe diameter having the desired pressure drop including fittings without exceeding the velocity limitation requirements. So, let's have an example. Select a nominal pipe diameter of copper pipe type L with a volumetric flow rate of 100 GPM. The desired pressure drop from friction loss is 6 psi in 48 feet. Use a 50% increase in pressure drop from fitting losses. So, may data na tayo dito. Galing ito dun sa friction chart na ipapakita ko sa next slide. And then, yung gagawin lang natin is i-compute natin dito yung friction loss kada pipe or sa bawat iba't ibang diameter ng pipe, and then yung may pinakamalapit doon sa desired pressure drop, yun yung magiging final answer. So, first, the 4-inch pipe, 0.27 psi per 100 feet siya. And then, i-multiply lang natin yung 48 feet. And then, times 150% since 50% increase in pressure drop yung sa fitting losses natin. And then, magkakaroon tayo ng 0.19 PSI and then compute natin yung sa 3.5 inch pipe, pati na rin yung 3 inch pipe, 3.5 inch pipe, and 2 inch pipe, and 1.5 inch pipe. And then, after makompute nitong lahat, ito na yung computation. Yung may pinakamalapit na sagot ay yung 2 inch pipe. So, the pipe with a 2 inch nominal diameter has a pressure drop from friction loss that is closest to the 6 PSI. So, yun yung magiging, or yun yung pipiliin nating nominal pipe diameter. Yan, sabi ko, friction chart kung saan nanggaling yung data on sa sample problem.